Yeah. Okay.
Vibrate મૂકી દો.
Yes, please start.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to North America Group. It is pleasure to say that we have a best speaker today. But before that, I would like to read my disclaimer, which is nothing in this lecture is a medical advice. Talk to your doctor before making any lifestyle or diet changes. My opinions are not intended as a medical advice and should not be taken as a medical advice. They are based on our personal experience and preference. Be aware that diet may change or affect your health. So please ensure your doctor before you taking any kind of decision or change your diet. Today is like everybody's think that, oh, I'm doing fasting or I want to cure my disease. Everything we are doing so much right, but a lot of time the things is not happening the way how we want in our life. So what happened? Then you become a sad or you depress. And a lot of people are saying, oh, I just did Nirjara. I did everything right. I eat right. I sleep right. I walk right. I do exercise. But still nothing changed in my life. And so much like a depressed. Why is like that? And a lot of people are complaining, including myself, that, oh, I can't do fasting. I can't eat properly. Or sometimes I have a craving. We all do. So we don't have any control on our brain. So whatever is like your thoughts are going and you want to behave like that and you want to go for that. So in this case, like we don't have any control on our mind, then what can be done? How can we control our mind? There is no way you can control your mind. Like I'm giving you one example. Like if there is like a lot of dark, and now you say, okay, I'm going to do something, and you work very hard in order to remove this dark. But only way you can bring it like this, like if there is a sunrise, then automatic, this darkness will go away. So basically, I'm trying to say that there is some changes really required. We also need some kind of effect in your life. And how we can make a separate, like you are sad or you are depressed. It's very difficult to recognize our depression. So that's why we have a today seminar, which is Hiten Bhai. He did a lot of research and he will explain how the diet can help for the depression. Here is Deepak Bhai.
The reason me and Hiten Bhai had a long talk about this this subject, the depression. In order to understand depression, you need to understand the function of the mind. You need to understand the science behind brain. How does brain work? And what we're going to do today is going to be a town meeting type of setup. We're going to ask questions. I want Hiten Bhai to explain to us. Hiten Bhai is we have given his introduction last time, but I'm going to say it again. He's an entrepreneur. He's a businessman, very successful businessman. He operates out of Tampa, Florida, and he's in a variety of different businesses. But his hobby is to research into the health sections and anything he's going to talk about, which he has practiced or he has studied or he has investigated. So that is the benefit we're going to reap today. So what we are going to talk about is the depression happens. What Purikami just said. it could happen because of you have somebody departed in your life, death in the family, or somebody in a daily incident, somebody may have mistreated you, or somebody misbehaved in the family, or somebody has done injustice to you. All this thing, but some days you have ups and some day you are down. But there is a technique, what Hitesh Bhai is going to show, that the chemical changes in the brain, which I would like him to explain to us, which makes you happy, and all day you are high, and then, or you're low, and some people you say, hey, don't go talk to him today, he's in a bad mood. This bad mood, good mood, why that happens, and these are the things I would like him to cover. So Hitesh Bhai, you are here, you're welcome. You have become a part of our family here, NDS family of North America, and thank you so much. You never hesitant to come here. And the other person I would like to introduce, Dr. Jason Liu. He is an outstanding surgeon, neurosurgeon. He got his bachelor from he got his medical degree from Stanford. He did his surgery fellowship in a Johns Hopkins University. He practices in a Newport Beach in a Hoag Hospital, very highly qualified. We have put his resume in our chat group. If you have any neurological problem, you are more than welcome to go ahead and visit him at his clinic. But anyway, he's gonna participate on a question answering session whenever he feels appropriate. But what we are trying to connect the dots here, how does NDS, different aspects of NDS, which is diet, fasting, juicing, and the meditation, the spiritual life, how does all that connects, and that's what makes your mental status. So with that, Hiten, I don't want to take much time. We will announce the next program and all that at the end, but I would like you to go ahead and please go ahead and start, explain to us the brain function and science behind the brain, please.
Here is a welcome to Hiten Bhuta. Chalo, Hiten bhai.
Thank you very much, Punita Ben and Deepak Bhai. It's an incredible honor to be with all of you. Can you make me a co-host so I can share my screen as well?
Yes. Munish Bhai, would you please bring, yeah, there we go. Okay. And
make me a co-host so that I can share the screen. Can I share the screen here? No, I can't share.
Munish Bhai, can you make him a co-host, please?
Okay, I thank Deepak Bhai and Punita Ben for their lifelong passionate interest in the diet, and more importantly, in the matters related to human existence, human happiness, how to bring joy to their own lives and to the lives of others. And also the NDS North America group for their tireless effort, for all of your tireless effort to make a contribution to everybody who wants to listen. I thank all of you for your efforts. They are commendable. And I want to thank all of you, those who are present here, for your keen interest. That enables Deepak Bhai and Punita Bhai and other organizations to keep doing this kind of sessions. I am an expert on computer science. I'm very happy we have Dr. Jason here, and he's an expert in brain science. My formal education and qualification is in computer science. I manage a global computer software company. I charge money to speak on the subject related to computer science, future technology trend. But for matters related to NDS, matters related to health, I'm always available. It's an area of deep passion for me. I get really, really excited to see what a big contribution a small amount of information and a scientific knowledge can make in making a person lifelong healthy, happy, and successful. So today we are going to talk about, for a very short time, an hour or so. But this 1 hour can be a line of demarcation in the entire, for some of you, it can be a line of demarcation for a new beginning for the rest of your life. Even those who watch will watch it on YouTube. It can be a new beginning for the rest of your life. A life of health, happiness, and joy. So this small session can make such a huge difference. Why? Because it gives you practical that you can apply today evening. Practical scientific idea. Scientific means they are proven again and again through research, very rigorous research. So these are all practical and scientific ideas that you can implement today. Whatever is your health condition, whatever is your happiness condition, doesn't matter. These are the ideas which have proven again and again that they have worked. Now I'm a businessman. I own and run businesses. One thing those who are into business will learn early on in business is to trust anyone only after due diligence, especially if you're investing money. Without a due diligence, without making sure that all the data and all the information are just give me a minute. I'm actually in Houston. I'm not in Tampa. Just give me 1 minute.
Deepak bhai, meanwhile, please you describe about the basics.
I'm participating here in a conference, but it's going to start after an hour or so. Okay, did you say anything, Munish? Somebody said something?
Yes, all good. Yes,
Okay.
Please continue. Yes.
So, in her opening statement, Punita Ben said one thing, that it is difficult to control the mind. I'm going to give you a new view. I'm going to share with you a new idea. Every machine, everything which is designed can be controlled if you know how to control it. A modern car is a complex machine. An aircraft is a complex machine. But the person who knows where the control lies. So if you are driving the car and you try to control the car with the back end rear view mirror, it will not work. Once you learn where the car controls are, you can very comfortably control, operate, manage any complex machine. Anything which is designed, a hand, a leg, eyes, ears, machines, anything which is designed has a system, a purpose, and a mechanism to it. Once you know how to control it, it's easy, it's fun. Initially, it might be a little difficult. Suppose you are driving the car for the first time, it's difficult to, to see where the accelerator is, where the brake is, where the steering is, looking at this window, looking at that window. But once you are pro, then you can drive fast, you're talking, you are drinking tea, coffee, listening to music. And if you drive with Deepak Bhai, he drives so fast. And then there's you will enjoy driving. Why? Because you know how to control that mechanism. Similarly, once you know how the brain works and its control levers, initially it might be a little difficult to control those brain levers because they're doing it from outside. No, the outstanding researchers and doctors like Dr. Jason, they can do it from inside, but most of us, ordinary practitioner, we have to operate our brain from outside. So that's what we are going to learn. This is a practitioner view of how to control and operate the brain. So brain, like any machine, is designed for some purpose and function, and there are control levers that you can use to operate it. And we are going to talk about that in this session today. That's why I said in 1 hour, this complex car, a machine like car, you can learn lifelong driving with 1 or 2 hours of knowledge about how the car works. So that's the power of this idea and the knowledge. I want to tell you one more thing. The other day, there was a request from a group in Florida. They said, why don't you speak on some subject? I said, I can speak on technology. I can speak on brain. This is my management areas of interest and passion. So they said, okay, we'll speak with the management. So they had 2 options: learn how to control the computer or learn how to control the brain. But then when they came back, they said, we'd like to learn how to control the computer. So brain is more important than learn. We don't care. We just teach us how to control the computer. So all of you are interested in the controlling of brain. I appreciate this interest. So brain is a mechanism, is a machine, and the purpose, why it is designed. What is the purpose of brain? Why is the brain there in the first place? Most researchers, many researchers. Okay, now some of the things that I'm going to share, they're all backed by a lot of research, but some people might not agree with that research. And I'm going to show you a large portion of our talk today is the videos. It's all scientific videos. So I'm going to share that. Now, before I share the scientific videos, I want to talk about this cause and symptom or effect. So all of us as human beings, we observe, experience, and we can measure the effect or the symptoms. Symptoms is what is happening outside our body and inside our body. We can observe, we can feel, or we can measure. So when I was a child, when I grew up in India, whenever there is lightning, I would get afraid. And so that's a symptom. You see the lightning, you hear the thunder, that's a symptom, observable symptom. You don't know the cause, why it's happening. Suddenly there's lightning, there's thunder. So I'll tell my grandmother, I'm feeling scared. There's so much of lightning, so much of thunder, rain. Then my grandmother will tell me, don't worry, nothing to worry. Lord Krishna is playing with ball. Lord Krishna is playing soccer. So that's why there's lightning. This Lord is playing soccer, so there's lightning. So till the time I joined college or high school, I was like, whenever there's lightning and thunder, that means Lord Krishna is playing soccer. So the symptom, the effect I saw was thunder and lightning, and the cause that I believed was Lord Krishna is playing soccer. That was the cause in my mind for a long time. And I felt peaceful. There was nothing to worry because just the Lord Krishna playing. So what my grandmother said had an impact of pacifying, making me peaceful, making me happy. But it was not the real cause of the effect. when I joined science, I started studying science, I understood that there are negative and positive charge in the cloud. The air acts as a barrier. And when the barrier breaks down, the positive and negative charge come together in the cloud or from the ground, and that causes the electrical discharge. And that's the cause of lightning. And then I learned how to measure the electric charge. I understood the function of electricity and how it works. So now I knew the real cause. And as an engineer, I have the ability to control the electricity and the electrical causes to produce the effect I want. So there are causes, there are symptoms, there are effects that all of us observe. All of us observe. We observe, oh, I'm not feeling good today. I'm not feeling like going to work. I don't feel like fasting. I don't feel like meeting anybody. Or I'm feeling very restless. I'm feeling anxiety. I feel that something bad is going to happen. So these are our feelings, observable. We can feel it, we can observe it, we can experience it. Now we don't know the cause. Of course, we have some idea about the cause, but we don't know the real cause, the scientific cause. So we have some ideas about the cause. Today we are going to share this and propose the idea. Now, scientists don't say, okay, this is the real truth. This is the only truth. No, nobody says that. No scientist would say that. One of the valid proposition, hypothesis is that all the symptoms that you observe in your world, in your mind, in your body, all the symptoms that you observe, all the experiences that you have, the experiences of sadness, happiness, fear, worry, being excited, elated, all those experiences are caused by neurochemicals. Now, you may have, so far till this point, you might have different theories, like Deepak Bhai shared. If somebody in our family passes away, or if we suffer loss in business, if somebody insults us, that's why we feel sad. That's your view or theory, which is valid, which you believe it is true. But most scientists today agree that these emotions and experiences are caused by neurochemicals. And we're going to learn which neurochemicals, which are those chemicals. Those neurochemicals are the steering wheels. They are the control.
We're gonna do a question answer a little bit, so I can get a little more understanding. So this if I break the brain today, do I have a circuitry? I have some fuses, some chips, things like that, which makes something goes, or we are talking about a bunch of tubes which carries the neurochemicals, goes up and down, which gives you different feelings. Which we were discussing before. So how does the brain function? What does the brain do?
So Deepak Bhai, you are a man of construction and bridges and roads.
Yes.
So consider brain is like a city.
Okay.
And there are roads and there are circuits. And the actual shape of the brain is like this. You put your two fists together and it's a spongy tissue.
Okay.
But the internal structure of the brain is there's an intricate interconnection between the neurons of the brain, and those neurons, they fire in a certain pattern, and those patterns can be said to be those pathways for the neurochemical to flow or neurochemical to pass. And there are, like in LA, Orange County, there are two major, let's say, highways. in brain, there are two major pathways.
Okay.
One is the reward circuit, and the other is like the threat circuit, fear. So we're going to talk about both of them. That will fall under the neuroanatomy. How does the brain pathways transmit the neurochemical for reward, like dopamine, and which are the neural pathways which get activated for a threat chemical like cortisol. So our interest today is to give you a practical idea on how to control those neurochemicals, so that you feel happy, you feel in control, you forget about all the depression and anxiety, etc. It will look so silly, and it will look so, of course it is not, I'm not trying to devalue those experiences or make light of it, but once you have the control, you'll see, man, I'm so simple, I can handle this. So that's what we're going to do today. So, Deepak, any other question, or shall I start the video?
No. Go ahead. No, keep going. In between, I'll keep asking you a question, because laymen like me would not understand some of the things, So maybe other people may not.
Sure, feel free to ask. I'm not disturbed at all.
When you say there are two pathways goes to your brain, one makes you happy, one makes you threaten, or makes you whatever. So you are going to talk about what factor makes the good pathway goes a little faster or more, so makes you feel happy. Can the chemical medicine or food would help also to bring that pathway work more functional, or no?
See, food is the primary factor. Food is the primary factor.
Oh, okay.
If food is the primary factor for activating a particular pathway.
Oh, okay.
Food is the main factor, main cause. Whether a particular highway would get activated, or, see, there are two highways, let's say, are in your city. One is a smooth highway, which works well. You can have a smooth ride, happy ride. The other highway is full of potholes, accidents, and there are all bad things happen on that highway.
Okay.
Suppose you block the good highway, all the traffic will go to the bad highway, and the ride will be very painful.
Okay.
Similarly, this good highway of your brain gets activated. A major cause is fasting and diet.
Okay.
And the second highway also, if you eat junk food, and the habits you develop, is that it can activate the bad highway. So we're going to talk about and see, this new diet system, NDS, is such a brilliant scientific approach to healthy, happy life. You have to just follow very simple rules. And at the end of these videos, we're going to look at how NDS, although most NDS practitioner would not explain in such in-depth scientific terms.
Correct.
How those NDS principles, they are backed by a very rigorous scientific research. So we're going to talk about that.
Okay. Good.
So shall I show you the
sure.
of the control that you have? There are four chemicals: dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin, endorphin. These are the happy chemicals. They are the accelerator, gear for driving your car with velocity. And then there's one brake, cortisol. We're going to look at both these happy chemicals. So if the flow of happy chemical increases, you are happy. And if the flow of unhappy chemical will increase, you will get sad. Very simple logic.
Okay.
So now,
Hiten, a lot of people send me this question, that when people depressed, doctor gives some kind of medicine and they feel mind feel relaxed, and it's really helping, or it's just
chemical changes?
No, it is helping. See, the the highest selling medicine in the world are antidepressant, Prozac, Zoloft. They're very helpful. Why? Because there are two ways you can change the chemical balance. There's no way to be happy without the perfect mix of neurochemicals in the brain. There are two ways you can change the chemical in the brain. One is through medicine. You take Prozac, that's it. Serotonin will increase. It's a selective serotonin receptor inhibitor, SSRI. Serotonin will increase. You will feel happy. That is one way. Very simple. The second is will involve you to. It's like this. You can drive your car by sitting in the car, controlling the vehicle yourself. Or if you say, no, I don't want to drive, I don't want to learn how to driving, then you get that
Tesla.
No, not the Tesla. No, not the Tesla.
No.
Tesla also you have to drive, but you get a towing machine.
Right.
Towing machine, and somebody
Chemical, the medicine, right? Correct.
will tow your car, and you will sit in the car. So
Right.
the chemical is necessary. If somebody is, you feel that there's a very high degree of depression, then you take the chemical, no problem. And then after some time, you understand this whole brain science, you can make changes in your life so that, and diet, so that the brain happy chemicals are generated naturally.
No, so body is capable of generating chemicals by itself. For example, I'm going to ask you something I do, seva, or some good karma I do. It makes me feel happy. Does that help me to increase the happy chemicals?
That's in fact, I was going to cover that, Deepak Bhai, in the last part of my presentation today.
Oh, sure. No, go ahead.
No, I'm going to tell you right now.
Yeah.
If you want to be happy, see those people who don't have time to, listen to the whole thing and watch the video. Very simple. What Deepak Bhai said. If you want to be happy, do seva. That's it. If you want to be happy, do seva. Find the opportunity to do seva, and thank person who gives you the opportunity to do seva. Seva is contribution, service, make a difference. Go out, meet people, help them. Those who are receiving your help are actually helping you. Because those who receive your help, they help you boost your neurochemical.
Oh, okay.
So if you don't have too much time and energy to understand too many complex ideas, very simple idea, either take antidepressant or start helping people. And don't even wait for that thank you, thank them. Because they help you to boost your neurochemical. I'm going to show you those videos as well.
Okay.
Let me start with this very important video.
Is the medicine give you any side effect?
There is a side effect. Of course, there's a side effect. There are digestion problems. There are some intestinal problems. To some people, it gets addictive.
Yeah.
Of course, most some of the medical manufacturing companies say, no, it's not addictive, but it does get addictive. You get dependent on the chemical. There are two choices. You get dependent on the chemical. That's fine. If somebody wants to choose that lifestyle. The second is that the chemical imbalances arise in your life because of unmet needs. So I'm going to tell that. The body has a need. The need of the body is food, drinking water, safety. These are the needs of the body. There is a need of the mind. The mind needs something. What does mind need? Mind needs to belong. Do you want to belong? You want to be with people. Yeah. 39% of people in United States, they report that they are lonely. There's no one they can call them. There's nobody in their life whom they can say, this is my close person. 39% people. So when your mind's need to belong, somebody suppose is not eating, that person will get sick because he's not eating at all. Somebody is not drinking, he will die. because the needs of the body are not met. Similarly, there's a need of the mind. What is the need of the mind? Is to belong, is to have a purpose in life. If somebody has no purpose in life, nothing. You got US, a lot of people are very rich. In India also a lot of people are very rich. So you got a lot of money. Now, what is the purpose of your life? Now, suppose no, I don't like to think about purpose. The purpose is the essence. It's like food. You have to define the purpose of your life. So these are the needs of the mind: to belong, to have a purpose, to have an environment, which is enriching. You want to be with people who empower you, inspire you, enrich you. They're the needs of the mind. To have a daily routine, a structure in your life. You get up in the morning, you don't know what to do. A lot of people, they get depressed when they retire. Those who are in job, 9 to 5 job, they're very happy. They get up in the morning, they know what to do. Go to office or get into the computer and then start working. So these are the needs of the mind: to belong, to have a purpose, to have an enriching environment, to have a daily structure, a routine, work routine. Now, if those needs are not met, you don't care about belonging to anybody. You don't care about a purpose in life. You don't care about being with enriching people. That's why in India, a lot of importance is given to satsang. Satsang means be with good people. And the fourth is this idea of having a established daily routine, disciplined daily routine. If you don't have that, then there will be a depression, because the needs of the mind are not met. And if there's a depression, you got two choices. Take Jollof, you feel good. In the same life, not belonging, not talking, same life, you feel good with Jollof or project. The second is make changes. Identify which of your needs are not met. If you think you're not belonging, go and belong to people. Go to your cousins, go to your uncles, aunties. A lot of people are here from Indian background. You got such a big family. Go talk to them. Be on WhatsApp. Have Zoom meeting. Forgive them, whatever their past mistakes. Forgive yourself also. So now you are belonging once again. The second is having a purpose. If you don't have a purpose, meet Deepak Bhai. And then be with NDS. That's a great purpose. This Balubhai, Adarniya Balubhai Chauhan Sahib, he has this purpose and vision in his life. Make the world without medicine. Make the whole world healthy. Have that purpose. If you are good, super rich, you made money, you are retired, you have no purpose. Children are settled, then take that as a purpose. Okay, I will make everybody healthy. If you don't have an enriching environment or supporting, inspiring environment, again, if you are in Orange County, be with Deepak Bhai, Punita Ben, they have got big groups. And if you don't have daily structure, routine, then make one. So that's one way you can deal with depression. There is nobody in the world having chemical imbalance. There's nobody in the world having chemical imbalance. What we have is the imbalance in our life, imbalance in our relationship, imbalance in our work. Now, if we don't address that, then the other option is take the medicine. It is very great. Medicine is well researched. Those who need it and are advised to take it, they must take it. Okay, so let's watch the video. Punita Ben.
Okay, let's do it. Let's do it.
Yeah, go for it.
I've identified a lot of videos, so you will like it.
Okay.
And I'll send you this video link. So here is NDS for happiness. Symptoms and causes. Let's see. In many cases, like depression and anxiety, there are multiple causes. So we're going to look at that as well. Neurochemical model of human emotional state, depression, anxiety, well-being, neurochemical for happiness and sadness. Okay, so now, and then we are going to look at how NDS component of intermittent fasting, 16/8 fasting, that helps you to be happy, not only healthy, but to be happy. NDS component 2 is the vegan diet. And what Balubai has and NDS has proposed is eating is a spiritual practice, tapasya. Not just throwing something on your mouth, but diet is a spiritual practice. Seva and Sumita. So we are going to talk about everything. Let's start with the video first. Okay. Let's look at this video of the depression. These are the videos which are from a reliable sources. This is the video from American Psychiatric Association with 40,000 practicing psychiatrists representing 38,800 practicing psychiatrists in America. We must have note this, if there's a depression, one does not need to feel it's a big thing, something terrible has happened. It's a treatable thing, like cold, like flu. It's a very common thing, like fever. The other thing is anxiety. Sometimes we use those two words together, but they are separate things. So let's look at anxiety.
What is anxiety? Who is affected by it? Do I have an anxiety disorder? These are common questions that about 1/3 of American adults ask at some point in their lives. You are not alone. Anxiety includes feeling uneasy, worried, and nervous with physical symptoms of stress. These happen when one fears immediate danger or disaster or bad luck. Anxiety is a very common and normal way people react to stress. In fact, it can be good in some situations, like letting us know when there is danger and helping us get ready for certain situations. Anxiety disorders are different from normal feelings of being anxious and include fear at a level that makes it hard to do simple activities. Knowing the signs of anxiety disorders is the first step towards making sure it does not lead to mental health problems. While many people do not seek help for anxiety, it can be treated, and help is available. Anxiety disorders include generalized anxiety disorder, phobias, social anxiety disorder, panic attacks, and separation anxiety. Mental health professionals can treat anxiety using talk or behavior therapy, with or without medicine. The APA is a great resource of information on anxiety. For more information, visit www.psychiatry.org.
Okay, now we're going to look at the third video.
What is
Yeah. Okay, this is an important video.
When you feel good,
This is a video by a leading neuroscientist, and she has this channel, Inner Mamal Institute. Those of you who have a interest, you can visit this, and there are lots of video. This is a short video, only 2 minutes, but please pay careful attention. This is the control that I talked about in the beginning.
Your brain is releasing one of the happy chemicals, dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin, or endorphin. We want these good feelings all the time, but they are not meant to be on for no reason. They're designed to reward you with a good feeling when you do something good for your survival. Our brain defines survival in a quirky way, alas, which is why we all do quirky things to feel good. Our happy chemicals are inherited from earlier mammals, and we control them with brain structures that all mammals have in common. The mammal brain can't tell you in words why it turns on the chemicals because it doesn't process language. When you know what turns them on in animals, everything makes sense. Dopamine surges in a monkey when it sees a fruit it can reach. Each step closer to a reward stimulates more dopamine. But the joy and excitement of dopamine stops when you get what you seek because it has already done its job. Then you have to do more to get more. The dopamine spurts of your youth built neural pathways that tell you how to turn it on today. These pathways helped our ancestors survive in a harsh world, and today they help you find rewards in ways that worked for you before. You can build new dopamine pathways to turn it on in new ways, but it takes a lot of repetition. Serotonin, oxytocin, and endorphin have their own jobs to do. Each surge builds the neural pathway that tells you to expect more good feelings in the same way. Each spurt is so short that you always have to do more to get more. Our brain evolved to promote survival, not to make you feel good. Nothing is wrong with you. Your happy chemicals are not designed to be on all the time. Ups and downs are natural, but you can build new pathways to enjoy more happy chemicals in new and healthy ways. Find out all about it at the Inner Mammal Institute. We have plenty of
You need the happy chemicals. There are two ways to get it: healthy, unhealthy. Healthy ways to get it is through the process like NDS, Tapsya, Sumiran. So we're going to look at those, how each chemical functions. Serotonin, dopamine, endorphin, and oxytocin. It's an 8-minute video, but very, very important, very valuable video.
free resources to help you make peace with your inner mammal. Happy chemicals don't last. They're quickly metabolized, and you may feel...
Okay, so this is a little video about the unhappy chemical. Diva, what do you want to do? First, we should look at the unhappy chemical video or controlling the happy chemicals. The two videos.
Let's start with the unhappy chemicals. And Dr. Lou is also online. Where I guess Dr. Lou, Jason Lou is a neurosurgeon. His bachelor degree is from Stanford and his master's in Georgetown University, John Hopkins University. So there are some genetically or birth impropriety of building a brain, something he goes and does the surgery and corrects it. Or maybe it has happened because of the accident, or it could happen because of the deformity of brain, something he does control. So Jason, would you please say hello to everyone? Dr. Lou, would you please?
Yeah. Hey, everybody. I'm Dr. Jason Liao. I'm actually a neurosurgeon in Orange County. I'm just here. Thanks for having me on this channel or on this conference. So yeah, I'm just happy to answer any questions that may arise. Just want to introduce myself.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much. Yeah. Go ahead, Hiten bhai. Go ahead.
So Deepak bhai, you want to first take question and answer with Dr. Jason?
No. Continue. Finish. Let's finish what you're doing presentation. The question answer will follow after your presentation is done.
Okay, so we'll start with the controlling of happy chemicals video. That's a very important video.
Okay.
This is an 8-minute video, a life-changing video.
When you feel good, your brain is releasing dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin, or endorphin. It's easy to see what turns them on when you know how they work in animals. You may think animals enjoy a constant flow of happy chemicals as they bask in the sun, but in fact, animals struggle constantly to survive. Their happy chemicals turn on when they see a way to meet a survival need. Social needs are essential to survival, so they're central to the story of our happy chemicals. Each happy chemical has a special job to do. Dopamine creates the great feeling that a reward is at hand. When a monkey sees a juicy mango at the top of a tree, dopamine triggers the good feeling that a need is about to be met. That motivates the monkey to climb the tree, and more dopamine is triggered each time the monkey sees the mango get closer. When the luscious treat is all eaten, dopamine stops because it's already done its job. Now the monkey scans the world for another dopamine stimulator, which will meet another need. Dopamine surges in a lion when it sees a gazelle it can catch. That releases the lion's reserve tank of energy. A lion who ran after everything would starve to death because it wouldn't have enough energy when a good opportunity came along. Dopamine is the brain's signal that now is the time to go for it. You may wish you had that excitement every minute, but a mammal survives by making careful decisions about when to invest its energy. Neurons connect when dopamine flows, which helped our foraging ancestors find food in places they found it before. Once they got the reward they were seeking, their dopamine drooped back to neutral, and they looked for another way to meet a need. We mammals survive by evaluating steps toward our needs, and dopamine makes it feel good. Oxytocin creates the good feeling of trust. Reptiles release this chemical while mating, but the rest of the time they don't trust their fellow reptile. Mammals live in groups, so we need to keep stimulating oxytocin in order to tolerate each other. Mammals surge with oxytocin during childbirth. But that oxytocin is gone in a short time, and more must be stimulated with touch. That's why mammals lick or cuddle their babies. It would be nice to enjoy oxytocin all the time, but anyone close enough to touch you is close enough to bite you. So the mammal brain makes careful decisions about when to release the oxytocin. Each spurt of oxytocin paves neural pathways that tell a mammal when to trust in the future. Early experience builds pathways that prepare a young mammal to attach to a herd or pack or troop. A gazelle enjoys oxytocin when surrounded by its herd, but it pays a price for this good feeling. You end up competing for the same dried-up grass as everyone else when you stick with the herd. A gazelle longs for the greener pasture it sees in the distance, but when it strays from the herd to get it, its oxytocin falls. That feels bad, which motivates the gazelle to return to safety in numbers. Oxytocin promotes survival in a world full of predators, but you can end up on grass trampled by many hooves. Dopamine motivates you to walk toward greener pasture. Oxytocin droop motivates you to go back. We mammals face a frustrating choice between dopamine and oxytocin, but our brain is designed to weigh those trade-offs. Serotonin creates the good feeling of social importance. No one likes to admit they enjoy social importance, so it helps to know that animals work hard to raise their status in a group because serotonin makes it feel good. This animal research is widely ignored because we like to think nature is warm and fuzzy. But understanding your animal urge for social importance helps you make peace with your serotonin. In the state of nature, a mammal who reaches for a banana or a mating opportunity can easily get bitten by a group mate. Avoiding pain is the brain's top priority, but if you never reached for a reward, you would starve and your genes would get wiped out. We could not be descended from animals who never asserted themselves. Natural selection built a brain that constantly compares itself to others and rewards you with serotonin when you see yourself in the stronger position. When a mammal sees that it's in the weaker position, cortisol is released and it withdraws to avoid pain. Fear of conflict is part of being a social animal. And serotonin promotes survival by making you feel good when you take the chances necessary to meet your needs. But serotonin is soon metabolized, and you have to find a one-up position again to trigger more. You may hate this in others, but when you seek the one-up position, you feel like you're just trying to survive. Instead of hating our urge for social importance, you can feel good about how hard we work to restrain this impulse while still trying to get some serotonin. You don't have to be king of the world to stimulate it. In fact, if you were king of the world, you'd face the same dilemma as everyone else. Your serotonin would be quickly metabolized, and you'd have to do more to get more. But every time you tried, you'd risk getting bitten by rivals who want your banana, and you'd lose oxytocin by undermining trust bonds. No one has a free pass to serotonin because the brain doesn't work that way. It only releases the good feeling when you gain an advantage. This is why people are so fond of moral superiority. It stimulates serotonin without open conflict. Notice how often people stimulate their serotonin by calling attention to their moral superiority. I mean your people as well as other people. It's not easy being mammal. Endorphin is the brain chemical you've heard about in the context of runner's high. Endorphin creates a euphoria that masks pain. Real physical pain is what triggers it. Endorphin didn't evolve for us to inflict pain on ourselves to enjoy it. It evolved to promote survival. For example, a gazelle can run for its life even with a lion's teeth in its flesh. Endorphin masks pain for about 20 minutes. In that time, the gazelle either retreats to heal its wounds or dies in a state of oblivion. Masking pain all the time would not promote survival. Pain is the valuable signal that an injury needs protection. Endorphin is there for emergencies, not for partying. Fortunately, you get a trickle when you get up and move, and also from a belly laugh. We can be grateful that we have this regular trickle and also that we have an emergency backup system instead of expecting to surge with endorphin all the time. Now that you understand these chemicals, you can see why we're so eager to stimulate them and also why it's hard to do that. To make things worse, a dip in your happy chemicals makes your cortisol more noticeable. Let's see why in episode 3.
Beautiful.
Deepak bhai, you want to take some question answer with Dr. Lou, Jason, or shall we go to the next video?
Let's go to next video, and then when a question session starts, we will, he will answer wherever he feels comfortable. Yeah.
So this is the video by Dr. Eric that explains the impact of fasting, intermittent fasting.
Now, could fasting be the new antidepressant? I actually think so. There's minimal side effects. There's a lot of positive, amazing things that can happen in your body that go way beyond just losing weight and getting rid of your hunger. But in this video, we're going to talk about a study that I found that I'll put the link down below. That's actually very, very fascinating. It involves improving your mood. So in this study, they found that the orexin signal...
Sorry.
Munish bhai, go and repeat, please.
Yes, please reshare it again by clicking the both ticks, share sound and optimization.
Oh, okay. Ritesh bhai,
Yes,
did you understand?
both ticks should be on.
Yeah, I did that. Okay, I've done that.
Yes.
Signaling activity has increased. Now, what does orexin signaling activity mean? Orexin is a chemical in the body that will increase wakefulness, okay? So you'll feel more awake. If you're depressed, you're not very awake. So this is a very uplifting, higher mood sensation. Also, this will increase dopamine, which makes you feel better. Also, it's associated with happiness because low levels of this chemical will cause sadness. And so many people, when they start doing a fast and they get past the first part where they have to convert into ketones, just start feeling really, really good. And they feel happier for sure. So number 2, fasting can increase endorphin release. Endorphins give you the sensation of euphoria, which is a pleasure sensation. And also endorphins decrease pain. A lot of people get rid of their inflammation and pain when they do fasting. There's something about pain that actually makes you depressed as well. Next thing that it will increase, I'm not going to give you the chemical name, but it's CREB-TF. This compound signals certain genes that increase serotonin. It's been associated with people with a major depressive disorder. So when they test people with severe depression, they find this factor is low, and fasting will increase it, okay? Next thing it increases is something called BDNF. This is brain-derived neurotrophic factor. Basically what that is, it's miracle grow for your brain. It helps you grow new brain cells. So all these factors can be stimulated just by fasting. I mean, take a look at the flip side. The psych drugs are required to put a black label. It's because there's some serious, serious side effects, not to mention covering up the real cause of the problem. And as you start taking an antidepressant, you need more and more of it because it doesn't work as well. And then you have to add another one. And before you know it, it doesn't work anymore. So why not try something that is so safe, that seems to be very, very effective, and it's natural? There's some other things you can do as well. Fish or cod liver oil filled with DHA and EPA is known to have an antidepressive effect. Vitamin D is known to reverse depression. Choline and whole eggs, and by the way, choline is in whole eggs, okay, because this is involved in brain chemistry, and there's a lot of great nutrients in whole eggs that can also improve your mood. Curcumin is a very powerful antioxidant that can also help. And also there's some research on a high-fat diet that can help someone who's depressed. And if we take a look at the opposite effect on a low-fat diet, that's when you actually increase the risk of depression and other cognitive problems. Thus the ketogenic diet, right? If you're new to my channel and you don't know how to do intermittent fasting, check out this video. I put it right here.
Hi, I'm Dr. Tracy Marks, a psychiatrist, and I make mental health education videos. Today, I'm talking about...
Deepak, I have got several videos, but we should now take benefit of Dr. Jason's presence. So if anybody has any questions.
Dr. Jason, can you tell me at what type of people, what type of patient may need your help? Our group basically promotes a good, healthy, new diet system, which is a vegan, raw vegan diet. That's what we promote, that's what we promote. And how to cure any diseases with the fasting, intermittent fasting, detoxing, juicing, and basically eating, less grain, but more God-given fruits and vegetables. That's what we promote. Now, please tell us your thoughts behind this.
Well, yeah, again, thanks for having me. I think a lot of...
Can you, Baburish bhai, can you put him on a center screen, please?
Oh, great. Can you guys see me? Or let me, I can also start my video. Okay, hi. Can you guys...
Yes, yeah, we can see,
Okay, great. So yeah, I think, a lot of my patients in general are mostly, have a lot of spine inflammation. So I'm a neurosurgeon. Obviously I've had some background in neurochemistry, but currently in my practice, a lot of patients in the general population tend to have a lot more, pain actually, and that's usually what motivates them to come and see me. for a lot of times for spine surgery. But, just kind of what I've seen in this conference so far has been very educational in the sense that, there's a lot of things in the brain neurochemistry that can be in for I guess, as was talked about earlier, in the lack of balance. And a lot of people do try to reverse that with medications, and obviously there are some other higher level therapies that can be provided, like transcranial magnetic stimulation, deep brain stimulation, to change and alter the neurochemistry of the brain. But a lot of those are very transient. Like, for example, you can use a magnetic resonance imaging kind of power MRI magnet, and you can use that to stimulate the brain's neurochemistry. But once you turn it off, the brain's neurochemistry turns back to normal. So yeah, there are some benefits I can see, especially more long-term benefits with what you guys are describing with diet, with fasting, reducing inflammation, with dieting. And again, the brain is just like any other organ. The physiology of the human body can drive different states of the brain, whether that be depression, pain, inflammation in the body, in the spine, can also drive pain as well, and drive depression. So a lot of patients with spine pain, back pain, neck pain, are often depressed because of a lot of things talked about today, with alterations in neurochemistry, with inflammation, cortisol levels. So yeah, in my patient population, I can definitely see the reflection of these things on the brain, as well as potentially reflection of a poor diet and a poor lifestyle.
Okay, so you think yoga does help to correct some of those pain, or correct some of the situation which your patient you see?
Yeah, actually, a lot of my patients ask me what can they do to help with their backs. Again, a lot of patients I see have pain in the back or in their necks, and this is oftentimes they've seen me after dealing with it for years, not even right away. And they always ask me, what can they do? And I always, number one, steer them away from surgery. I always recommend anti-inflammatories. And in this case, this kind of diet or this lifestyle that you guys are promoting is also another good option. I even tell them things like acupuncture, massage, and especially even low impact exercises like yoga, stretching, distracting the joints. Those are all low impact, and they can actually provide a lot of relief, because a lot of things that we do, a lot of things that drive pain, are a result of years and years of fighting gravity. A lot of time, our joints we weren't really meant to live past age, 60 or 70. People no longer are dying of heart attacks as much, no longer dying of strokes. So what we're seeing is a lot of inflammation in the body from arthritis. And so ways to relieve that would be like anti-gravity things like yoga and things like that, to help give the body a state of relief from this inflammation that oftentimes drives pain and depression.
Thank you, Dr. Jason. Thank you so much. Mitesh bhai, go ahead and show some more video, and maybe we can take some question and answer, and then let's see what people have some questions regarding these diets and the nutrients.
Let's just do the question, because
let's take some questions. Munish bhai, any questions you have, or people, please raise your hand and you can go ahead and ask questions. Have you received any question, Punita, in our internet?
You can ask a question to Dr. Lu, or you also can ask Hiten bhai. Either one is fine.
Yeah.
So anybody has a question, please ask. Okay, first question I have it, Mr. Lu.
Yeah.
That a lot of people they are in a depression. They're taking medicine. For a while it looks okay, and then it's getting more severe. And eventually, I know like a few people, they did the suicide. And after they're taking that medicine or some kind of to die, and then immediately they say, oh no, I want a life, but they already have a poison in their stomach, so they can't save their life. So what is trigger for them to take that poison or suicide path, even though they are taking this medicine, which is doctor prescribed.
Are they talking about antidepressants, taking antidepressants?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I think, again, that's some of the things with, antidepressants are more in the realm of psychiatry. But, from, some of my knowledge from antidepressants, a lot of times antidepressants can actually, in the very first few months, make you more depressed. So potentially, that is a side effect of some of these antidepressants, is an acute state of more severe depression before you see the benefit. And even then, the benefit, may not be there. A lot of times when patients start these medications, their psychiatrist will oftentimes switch them between medications to find the right one that actually provides some benefit, and some don't have benefit at all. So, I think that's probably a better question for a true trained psychiatrist. But,
yeah, I agree. Zitan bhai, what is your opinion? Zitan bhai?
Yeah.
Yeah, what is your opinion?
As I shared, Punita Ben, in the earlier conversation, you can look at the state of depression as a condition because of imbalance in chemical. That is one view, and that's why we take the antidepressant medicine. Or you can look at the state of depression because of the imbalance in life. So if somebody has, let's say, there's a dead rat under the carpet, and there's a smell because there's a dead rat. Now you put the perfume, but the dead rat is still there.
Correct.
The perfume is not going to cure the dead rat. The cure for the dead rat is take the dead rat and throw it.
Correct.
So a condition of a human being's life where their mental needs are not met, it causes a state of depression. So if you don't have enough dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin, endorphin because of your lifestyle, as I told you, 39% people feel they're lonely.
Okay. So tell me something about long-term fasting. What does fasting do, and how would that help? Like, let's say people fast for 48 hours, 72 hours. Does that help at all?
I can talk about this intermittent fasting because there's a lot of research and evidences based for this intermittent fasting, 16/8 fasting.
But how about long-term fasting? Would that any help?
My personal experience is it does help, but there is I do not have the research data because that's an unusual, somebody fasting 48 hours, that's unusual. You don't get so many people in the control group for a rigorous medical study to understand. There are monks fasting, but if you ask my personal opinion, fasting is magical. It is addictive. It's like drug. You feel like high, you feel great because the brain is more sharper. There's a greater.
And tell me what type of food one should look for, which would increase this good chemical, which makes you feel good, and what are the food one should avoid, which promotes a bad chemical. How one would select that?
Okay, so I would let Harvard Medical speak for this. Just give me 1 minute. I'm going to show you the Harvard Medical's latest newsletter. They publish a newsletter every month.
Okay.
And it has a top 10 rules for diet.
Okay.
So I'm going to let Harvard, and I'm going to share that link on the Zoom.
Okay.
Harvard's research on this is the latest, I think, the March month newsletter.
Okay.
I'm a subscriber to this newsletter, so let me show you that. Okay. Now, most of this data by the Harvard, they validate the NDS principles. So let's look at them.
Okay.
Just give me 1 minute. Okay. They have got these top 10 rules for diet based on a very solid research. Okay. Now, most of these principles, they indicate that one has to follow a vegan diet, avoid meat, avoid dairy, more fruits and vegetables. In fact, Harvard recommends you should have 5 different color fruits or vegetables every day. Red, green, yellow. The more the number of colors you have in your fruit, the better is the effect on brain, on overall health.
Okay.
It's taking a little time to load. Let's watch one video. By that time, it's a video on what you should eat. Okay. That also is a video by a very important researcher. Now, this is also a doctor, Dr. Tracy Marks. She is a psychiatrist, and she explains the benefit of intermittent fasting. But let's talk about, we've got very less time, but let's look at, there's another video by Dr. Bragg on fasting.
Okay.
But we'll look at this.
Welcome back, and if you're new, my name is Michelle. Hello. This video is all about the power of foods to help lift brain fog as well as aid in preventing Alzheimer's and dementia. The thing that's so cool about switching to a vegan diet is that there's no denying that it really does help your mental clarity. Anybody that I've ever kind of helped, whether it be a friend or somebody who's come to me looking for advice, the first thing that they always say is that they feel lighter and they have more awareness and they're awake to things once they switch over their diet. And that is just because foods have so much power in them to heal or to destroy, as well as when you're eating a lighter diet, not having animal products in that diet, you just start to wake up. You have this mental clarity. It's unbelievably cool. It's amazing to me that food is so powerful in so many ways, and for the purposes of this video, I want to zero in on how there's certain foods that you can have to have mental clarity as well as give your brain a boost in cognitive function. Things that you might start to feel is that you're able to have a longer attention span, which I know is really hard in this day and age because we're constantly looking at phones and screens and computers, but changing your diet to have a longer attention span is really something that can happen. Being able to really focus on the task at hand. I know that adding these foods will give you a mental clarity and calmness and be able to step by step take the right steps you need in any situation. It's so gratifying to be able to check off everything on your to-do list, and it's such a healthy way to live when you're able to focus on what you're doing. A healthy brain is a huge component of having a wonderful life. I think everybody can agree with that. I know that's something that we all want to be able to do. We want to be present for our kids and for our family, as well as just focus when we're working on a work thing or some kind of project. You want to be able to be in the moment, focus, and get the work done. So I read an article recently about a man and his mother who was suffering from dementia and Alzheimer's, and how she basically reversed any signs of those things by changing her diet. There's such power in food. I'll link the article down below. I think it's totally worth a read. But let's get into the foods that are really helpful with brain function, lifting brain fog, for mental clarity, and for prevention against cognitive decline. So what are these foods? Well, things that are high in antioxidants like red grapes and blueberries. If you add nothing else to your diet, if you don't change anything at all, but you add wild blueberries to your diet, it will help increase your cognitive function. There's a really strong correlation from having wild blueberries and having really good brain function. Blueberries are the most powerful brain food in existence, and they help maintain brain function. They improve memory. Blueberries are vitamin rich and they have sky-high levels of antioxidants, actually the highest of any food on the planet if you're looking to wild blueberries. The antioxidants in blueberries affect an area of your brain that is essential for intelligence and lowers dementia risk. Getting wild blueberries over cultivated blueberries is the way to go because they contain even more nutrients. Wild blueberries are also really easy to find just in the frozen food section. You can add it to your smoothie. And here is a really yummy recipe to try to add in some more blueberries to your day.
No.
Foods that are high in beta-carotene are great for the brain. So think sweet potatoes, carrots, oranges, mangoes. If it's orange, then it's probably really helpful for your brain. Sweet potatoes can help improve brain function. They're rich in starch, which is perfect energy source for the brain. Also, the B vitamin complex, amino acid, and fatty acids found in potatoes are vital for cognitive ability and performance of the brain. Leafy greens are so great for so many things in our body, but especially our brain, they do wonders. Spinach, kale, chard, and other dark leafy greens that you may like pack 400% of the recommended daily value of vitamins in just 1 cup. They have healthy doses of vitamin C and E, folic acid, and beta-carotene. A diet rich in greens is linked to a sharper memory and slow brain decline. So try adding some greens every day. All of these give your memory a boost and they reduce cognitive decline. Avocados are really amazing for the brain. Even if you have like a half of an avocado every single day, it's so good for your brain health. They're a great source of omega-6 fatty acids, and they can help restore the central nervous system and aid with Alzheimer's and dementia. High levels of antioxidants help protect against damage to the brain cells, and they boost brain power. Walnuts are a top nut for brain health. They even mimic the way the brain looks, which is really cool. They have a really high concentration of DHA, which is a type of omega-3 fatty acid. They protect brain health in newborns, cognitive performance in adults, and prevent age-related cognitive decline. Just a quarter cup of walnuts provides nearly 100% of the recommended daily intake of DHA. Adding in some super dark chocolate to your diet, not the sugary crap, not the stuff with milk in it. If you find dark chocolate that is 75 to 80%, you know that you're gonna not only get it vegan because they have not added milk to it, even just a square or 2 per day increases blood flow to the brain and it increases cognitive function. Now, this is not a license to go overboard with having chocolate all the time, but a little bit goes a long way. I know for myself, when I have super dark chocolate, I really can't have a lot because it's kind of bitter and it ticks that chocolate sweet box, but you just really can't have a lot. Sunflower seeds are a great thing to add into your diet as well for brain health. They're a great source of both omega-3 and omega-6 essential fatty acids, which do improve brain function. They contain amino acids that help boost serotonin levels and alleviate stress. So with all of that information, I really wanted to create some recipes that were gonna be easy for you to follow and something that you can just throw into your day. So on one of those days when you need a lot of mental focus and clarity, I've created this recipe that you can have as a meal, a lunch, or a dinner, and everything in this recipe actually has brain boosting powers. So this salad dressing that I've made, the base is actually sunflower seeds, and it tastes really good and creamy, and it's a great way to get sunflower seeds into your brain.
Let's take a questions now. Anybody has a question, please raise your hand, and then Munish Bhai would open up your microphone. Go ahead, please. Any questions? Anybody? Guys, you need to raise hand, otherwise we would not know who wants to ask questions. No question. Munish Bhai, any questions?
I have a question. This is Varsha.
Yeah, Varsha, go ahead.
This is, I don't know to who should I ask, but I know a person who is very much depressed for a long time. And the problem with the person who is so much depressed for many years is to admit it. And then all these things, diet and this, or the chemical imbalance, to take the medicine is a second thing. But to take them and make them realize is a different situation. So I wonder, how can we do that?
Whoever wants to answer, I mean,
Whoever.
the person is depressed has to see, I suppose. Hiten bhai, do you want to answer this, please?
Yes. Varsha, you are asking this question because you care about that person.
Mm-hmm. In India, okay, yeah.
See, whenever we care about somebody, that's why we have an interest in their life, and that's why we are committed to their well-being, their health. And
true.
I want to share a story about an episode in Cambodia, a nation in Africa, which might address this question. So Africa, there was no antidepressant. In the year 2010, Western researchers introduced the antidepressant in Cambodia. The doctor did not know what is the purpose of this. So they said that this improves the brain function, takes people out of depression. Then the Cambodian doctor said, we already have the antidepressant. And then these Western doctors said, how? Then they said that they gave them an example. There was a farmer in Cambodia. There was a civil war, and that farmer put his leg on the landmine. So his legs got blown off, and he lost the leg. Now he could not. There was an artificial leg given, but he could not go and work in the rice field. So he was depressed. He had nothing to do. Whole day he was depressed. And then this is how situation happens in someone's life. Something happens, we get depressed. So the community came together and they said, this guy is not able to work in farms and is depressed. So what to do? So everybody decided, let's buy a cow. Give him a cow, and then he will milk the cow, and he will have something to do and earn his living. So they got him a cow, and that guy got active again, and he started milking the cow and became happy again. So the Cambodian doctor said, cow is the antidepressant for this man. And when in our community, somebody gets depressed, we look at what needs of this person are not met. We don't prescribe medicine. We find out this man's needs, which needs are not met. Sense of belonging, sense of vision and purpose, sense of an enriching environment, or a sense of daily work, what is not met. And then the community provides. So one way of you trying to support this individual is a little work on your part and the family's part and the community's part, but to look at what are the needs which are not met and provide them.
Okay. Any other questions? Anybody else?
Hiten bhai, is depression called is a disease? Because a lot of like in our society, they don't consider and they try to hide it. You know, sometimes it's a noticeable like depression.
Yeah, see the World Health Organization and the medical science definitely consider depression as a mental health issue. Is it disease? It's a disease, but there are two treatment options. One, like Dr. Jason said in his speech, that he first recommends people to do the lifestyle changes. If you don't do that, or if you can't do that, or there is no possibility of doing that, then the last option is the medical intervention. So depression is a disease, means it's like cold or a cough or a fever. It's a treatable disease. you take the medicine or you make the changes in life, and then it goes away.
To comment on Hiten's point, one thing that I've noticed that a lot of patients who come in with a lot of pain, obviously, and depression, but a lot of times they come in with pain. Say if you do a spine surgery and they get better, for those patients, they actually don't say, they say, that their pain's better. That helps them with their, and they're very thankful for that. But the thing that they're actually usually most thankful, to Hiten's point, is that they say they can return to activities, that they can return to function, and that's what they're most happy about. So again, they're all kind of connected to a large degree.
So
but that's a very good point.
Yeah. So would you say, Hiten and Dr. Jason, is if you are unhappy and then your cells, body cells feels unhappy, then they manifest in a form of disease or pain or knee pain or pain in your legs or pain in your hair. It manifests in different ways. But once a happy neuron gets hold of it and it becomes happy, then all those diseases slowly go away. Is that the mental part plays a lot of role in this?
There is a psychological component of pain. Even some of the research that I did when I was in med school and college had to deal with the memory of pain. There is a learned component of pain. So someone has pain, they can still remember it even after the pain origin is gone. So it really does go to show there is a psychological interplay with pain, and vice versa. Pain can affect psychology as well. And so, and there's even a memory of pain, which is unbelievable. But just remember that, and I think that's why, oftentimes medicine does overlook the psychological, the social component, the emotional component of a lot of these diseases and how it affects your function and your activities of daily living. And I think that's, that's something that Hiten's points are very well taken, because, getting to the origin of the pain can oftentimes relieve the pain and relieve the depression just as much as putting a surgical Band-Aid or putting a medical Band-Aid on top of it.
Oh, okay. Now, a couple of more things we need to do. One is Munish Bhai, would you please give us information regarding where the people can see this video? Second thing is all our website addresses and new people who has joined, how they can join our WhatsApp group. Can you please give us some detail on how they can get on all the links on the different things? Munish Joshi, please.
Yes. We have a YouTube channel, NDS North America. We will post our videos link into our WhatsApp groups as well. You can join our WhatsApp groups and you can subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is NDS North America. Also, you can search our website for new recipes and upcoming intakes. That is ndsnorthamerica.org. Thank you.
And this video will be posted pretty quickly. Is that correct?
Yes, we will post it by
tomorrow
evening or maybe tomorrow. So we will post this whole meeting link into our YouTube channel. Yes.
Okay. Punita Ben, do you have any other announcement?
Yes. What happened?
When is your next meeting?
1 second. Okay, March 26th, there will be our next meeting, which will be for the monthly meeting. And we are going for 7 days, fun-loving weight loss program, which is anybody like to join for that one. That will be on March 14th to March 28th. That will be 7 days program. And in those 7 days program, I will be posted ahead of a time, what to eat, how to eat, all the recipes and how you can lose weight. So we may have a one meeting in between how we can do that. And but go ahead and post it if anybody is interested, then we'll make another Zoom meeting only for that purpose.
And when is your next meeting?
March 26th.
March 26th. Now, I'm going to give you a couple of phone numbers. If you need to, if any regarding our presentation, and you may have some further question which we may not have covered. So Mr. Hiten Bhuta's phone number is 949-331-49225.
Mostly I will not pick up the phone. I don't pick up the unknown phone numbers. So
okay. So
what? Take the phone numbers and then you take the question and you may send it.
Okay. Okay.
But
go.
Do not give my contact information to anybody.
Okay. Okay. So Hiten Bhuta's question regarding Hiten Bhuta, please send it to us and we will forward it to him. How about you, Dr. Jason? If somebody has a question regarding your services, how could they? I have put your resume on our chat. People can see it, and your office is in Orange County, Newport Beach. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's in Laguna Hills. I'll forward you my website, and maybe they can. And then my website has linked to a chat, so they can always chat with that.
So we will publish both of the. Okay, we'll do that. We'll definitely do that. Okay. We appreciate everybody's participation. If we have missed your questions, please send it to us, and we will pass it on, and we'll get you the answer for it. And we will look forward. Thank you, both the speaker, wholeheartedly, behalf of NDS North America. Thank you so much, Hiten bhai. I know you are on your way to Dubai, wherever you are going, and Jason, I know you finished a big surgery and you barely made it to the conference. I really appreciate your dedication, and you did make it to our conference. Really do appreciate. Thank you so much for both of your help today. And,
thank you.
And thank you for all the participants today who has participated in the meeting today. Thank you so much. Punita, you have anything to say?
No, we all done. Everybody can open and say hello to each other. We are done with the recording.